what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a minute since I last posted a video. My last video that I uploaded was of me competing, and this has absolutely nothing to do with fitness. This video, I realized that I'm gonna make a whole separate video about kind of like where I'm at now with competing and all stuff like that, but let's just get right into it. So obviously by the title you can tell that I'm going to be sharing 5 things that I have been doing in 2020 that really have, like, I don't know, transformed my life. So the first 3 of them are basically all part of my morning routine. That was something that I really wanted to do going into 2020, like establish a good morning routine that I stick to every single day, like no matter what. And just sticking to my morning routine in itself, like, I feel like, I don't know, has made me feel a lot better just about going into my day. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I say some things that I'm grateful for. I don't limit it to like 3 or whatever. It's just because sometimes I'll wake up and I'll have like one thing that I'm really grateful for, and sometimes it's like 5. But it's usually like in that realm, like 1 to 5 things that I'm grateful for. I have a journal right here. So most of the time I'll write it out in my journal. If I don't have time, I'll just say it either out loud or in my head. But the reason why I do that is because I just started getting into kind of like the law of attraction and stuff like that, and it's just this idea that if you say you want something, according to the law of attraction, all that's going to do is attract more wanting. So the opposite of wanting something is being thankful. So if you express gratitude for something in your life, you're going to receive more things to be thankful for. So there's like kind of a lot more that goes into it, but that's kind of the idea. So moving on to the second thing that I do in the morning is stretch. So I usually stretch for maybe like 3 minutes. I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. It's not that long. I used to cheer, so I used to be stretching like regularly, and I was just always like naturally like pretty flexible. But since I stopped cheering, I just am not flexible anymore, obviously, and I noticed that that kind of has been affecting my recovery in the gym, and I don't know, it feels good to kind of like get up and move first thing in the morning. Number 3. So this one is kind of weird. I feel like when I say it, people are gonna be like, why the hell would you do that? But I'll explain it. So the third thing that I do after I say things that I'm grateful for and I stretch, I take a freezing cold shower in the morning. So the reason why I started doing this is to change the way that I look at discomfort and fear. So obviously most people think like, why would you take a cold shower? Like, that is so uncomfortable, and you know, just why would you want to do that? And that's kind of how I thought about it at first too, but it's just to kind of train myself to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So the more that I take cold showers and I kind of force myself to do this thing that, you know, doesn't feel great at all, I can start to apply that to other parts of my life, like in school, working out, like reaching my fitness goals, anything that has to do with money. I can kind of apply that principle in other parts of my life and just look at something that kind of is, I know is not gonna, I guess, be the easiest thing to do, and it might be kind of scary, but since my body is already used to kind of being forced into an uncomfortable state, I will be more willing to do it. I don't know if that fully makes sense, and I understand that. It's kind of like this abstract thing, but I started taking cold showers. Totally recommend it if you want to do something similar with your life, kind of change the way that you look at discomfort, totally recommend. Oh, and aside from that, aside from just, you know, kind of training your mind, cold showers, I'm pretty sure, are also good for your immune system and for your skin. Because when you take really hot showers, especially like in the winter, it really dries your skin out. But I mean, not really doing it for those reasons. Moving on, number 4. Every single morning I do a devotional. So those of you that don't know, I'm a Christian. I believe in God and Jesus, and I read the Bible. And I have a app on my phone, and it's literally the Bible, like in an app. It's right here. It's called the Holy Bible. Right here. I don't know if you can really see it. And if you go in, there's like all these different devotionals that you can do every day. And a devotional is just kind of like, usually it's like other Christians that write them, and it's kind of like this little excerpt, and there's usually like a Bible verse to follow and kind of just give you advice for the day. And there's literally devotionals on like anything. Like right now I'm doing a devotional that's like supposed to help me get closer to my fitness goals. They have ones about relationships, anxiety, depression, I don't know, financial goals, stuff like that. They have literally all of them. So every single morning I wake up and I do my devotional, and it just really helps my mindset going into the day. Okay, and then the 5th thing that I do then the 5th thing, the 5th change that I've made in 2020 is, this is not really a change. I've always kind of done this, but it just has become more important this year, and I feel like being strict about this has really helped me kind of stay organized and stuff like that. So number 5 is just planning ahead. So I will talk more about this in the video about like competing and stuff, but I'm not working with coaches anymore, so I am kind of coaching myself through this off season. And so that makes me kind of nervous because I haven't really done this in a while. Like I've always had kind of coaches to give me an exact training plan and macros and stuff like that, and now it's kind of all up to me. So planning everything out before, like especially in terms of my training, and sticking to it, I feel like has been very beneficial. Like I get to the gym, I know exactly what I'm doing, and we can just move forward. So if you don't have Google Calendar, I recommend you download it right now. This has really changed my life in terms of like being organized and reliable and stuff like that. You can set reminders. It's all like color coded, so like I'll make each thing like separate colors. So everything in purple is like work, appointments are like green, stuff like that, and I'll have like my workouts in blue. And yeah, so planning everything ahead just for the month. Usually I'll do it like maybe like a month to 3 months away at a time, and I just feel like that's been very beneficial. So those are the 5 things that I have been doing in 2020. Hopefully you can take those and apply them in your own life to just kind of help you out, depending on like what your goals are this year and stuff like that. I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to The Skinny Confidential. It was a podcast with Ed Milet, and he was talking about how you basically gain self-confidence, and he said that the way that you do that is by keeping promises that you make to yourself. So these are 5 things I said that I've been doing every single day consistently, and because I've actually been sticking to my word. Like, I told myself going into this year, I'm gonna do these 5 things. I feel like that really has just increased the confidence that I have in myself. Because if you think about it, like, if you are making a promise to another person, or if someone promises you something, but then they're constantly not like following up on that promise, you're not going to trust them. So it's kind of the same idea with yourself. If you're not keeping the promises that you make to yourself, you're not going to trust yourself. And that can kind of apply like with stuff like the gym and eating healthy. If you wake up every morning and you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to go to the gym after work or after class, and then after work or after class comes and you don't do it, like, you're going to kind of lose that self-trust. So this kind of like went on a tangent a little bit, but I guess what I'm trying to say is just, if you are going to change anything in 2020, just make sure that you stick to it. And once you stick to it for a certain amount of time, like, it will get easier, because it's just going to become like part of your routine. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I promise I'm gonna start putting out more consistent content this year. That's one of my goals. So look out for the next video. And yeah, so hopefully you found this helpful, and hopefully you come back for more content. See you in the next one. Bye.